welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, my name's Rhonda, better known as Hot Mess Mama MD, and on today's video I am so excited because I did create this look right here using the palette you guys have been asking for, and that is the Facecandy Atlantis palette. Y'all, this palette is absolutely gorgeous. I want to thank you guys up front, and I know I say this later in the video, but for giving me time to really play around with this palette. I didn't want this to be a first impression or anything like that. I wanted to really kind of get to know how every single shade in this palette works. So I did include the tutorial on this look. I did include some swatches, as well as I did include a quick little snippet video showing you guys of another look that I did create with this palette, as well as the Alamar palette we did receive in our Boxycharm for June 2018. So if you're interested to see how I created this look, I did do a talk through on this look, so it is going to be a longer video, but like I said, I wanted to be as thorough as possible with y'all. So if you guys picked up this palette, let me know below, how do you love it? And also, I'm on Instagram and Twitter. If you guys recreate this look or do your own look, please tag me in there. It should be popping up down in the bottom somewhere of my Instagram handle. So I would love to see the looks that you guys created. So anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the tutorial. You know, with this palette, even though it is absolutely gorgeous and I love the different shades and things like that, I personally cannot create an all-in-one look with this. I mean, could you? I'm sure you could, but for me personally, I like to add a little bit more warmer tones in there. So what I did is I grabbed my Bad Habit MidSummer Night palette in case I need to use any of these shades. Sorry if I wasn't in focus with the other Atlantis palette. I did grab the Facecandy Sahara palette. Again, I kind of changed the way my camera is so I could zoom in a little bit better. And I did grab the Amazonia palette. So I will be pulling some of the colors and things like that just because I want to like warm it up and things like that. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get right into this. I'm going to start off, I think, with going ahead and adding a little bit of concealer because I have not done that yet. As you guys can see, I have no makeup on whatsoever. I'm just going to mix my ColourPop and my Bare Minerals Bare Skinned concealer. The reason I'm not applying my face makeup first with these blues is for one reason only, and it's because of the, I'm trying to reach it, the Lightspeed palette. There was so much fallout with this palette, with the blues and things like that, that I literally looked like I had been, you know, punched in the cheek or something. So I don't want to experience that again. So I thought I would just go ahead and start off with doing my eyes first, then moving to the rest of my face. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set that concealer. And I could go with the shade White Caps in here, which is a very bright white. Oh my goodness, my battery's low. Great. This shade right here, it's very, very white and a little too white. I'm going to just go ahead and jump over to the Midsummer Night palette and use the shade Val right here and just go ahead and set that concealer. So it's kind of all one shade. I'm going to go a little underneath. Actually, no, I'm not. I won't go underneath. So we've gone ahead, we've set the concealer. I'm praying that my battery doesn't die. Let's get this look first. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the Sahara palette, and I am going to kind of go for a light transition shade. Oh, I just noticed I could have used Sandstorm. I think I am going to use a little bit of Sandstorm on here. Sorry guys, you know, if you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I don't pre-plan the look I am trying to create. I just kind of wing it. I like that this Sandstorm shade is a little bit darker, so that's why I'm going to go in with that. Again, not going underneath the eye because I have no makeup on. So next I want to go in, sticking with the Facecandy Sahara palette. This is available on the Shop Hush app. Unfortunately, I'm not sponsored or affiliated or anything like that, so I have no codes. But from what y'all have told me, there are other YouTubers out there that do offer a code. Yes, I have reached out to Shop Hush multiple times and actually sent them every one of my videos that I've done, showing them that I purchased all of the palettes and things like that, and they still haven't given me a code, but it's okay. They did send me those, what was it? Was it 8 palettes? 6 palettes that I did a giveaway with. So anyways, let's go in with the shade right here, Dunes. I'm going to use that as a transition shade. This like taupey color right here. And I'm just going to add that in my crease. And it doesn't show up that much, but wow, look how shiny my head is. Sorry guys, I'm well moisturized, can you tell? It doesn't show up all that much on camera when I'm looking in the viewfinder, but it's just a little bit deeper than my natural skin right here, or about the same shade. Okay, so I think what we're gonna go ahead and do, and by the way, I am going to put some other clips of using this palette with the Atlantis palette with the Alamar palette that I did a look with. So I thought that would be exciting to show you guys that there are other looks out there, but I definitely feel, for me personally, I have to incorporate other palettes when using this. So what I'm going to do next, because as pretty as this palette is, it does kind of like overwhelm me a smidgen. So I think I'm going to go in very, very light-handed with the shade right here called Deep Sea, and just place that real lightly, like very, very lightly in the crease, just a little bit. And I mean, you guys can see I went in very light-handed, and it's giving me that really pretty watercolor effect. Very, very pretty. Sticking very true to that greeny teal color, blue teal color that it is. So lightly building that up. And always make sure to tap off your brush, especially with any of the Facecandy Bad Habit Okaland palettes. They are a pressed pigment or a pressed shadow. But it's not like a very firm type of press, so you will get a little bit of kick up with this one. It's not as much as, say, like the Lightspeed, but there is some kick up and you will have some fallout with it. So I always tell you guys, tap that brush, like just tap it, because if not, you're gonna have the fallout everywhere. But like I said, I didn't want to chance it too much, and that's why I haven't put the rest of my face on yet. So I am going to kind of try and extend it just a little bit out here. I'll probably have to go back to the other side and do this. And as you can see, it's not patching out or anything like that. That's an issue I've not had while playing with this palette, of any patchiness, which makes me very, very happy, because as you guys saw in the Lightspeed palette, that was an issue that I definitely had, was it getting very, very patchy on me. So this palette, all the colors that I've used, I've not had an issue. Like I said, this is not a first impression. This was something that I really wanted to play around with and get a really good idea with on how the colors perform and whatnot. Okay, so as you guys can see, it's a really pretty watercolor shade. So what I'm going to do next is it's very cool, and it definitely does not match. I swear I have a top on, guys. I'm wearing royal blue. So I think what I'm going to do next is I want to play with these two shades right here called Vanish and Empire, because literally the color of my dress does have this in here. So it would have been probably smarter to start with that, but I didn't. So I'm going to go ahead and now I'm going to add a little bit of that Empire. This is very dark, like you see that, the very, ooh, it's very pretty, but it's very dark. So I'm going to go in with that very, very light-handed again in the crease, very carefully, and show you guys that you won't have an issue. At least I've not had an issue experiencing any type of muddying with these shades. Again, kind of extending it out just a little little bit out here. Guys, I'm getting that little happy butterfly in my belly because I like these two shades together. Now bear with me, it's probably gonna look a little funky until, you know, we get the whole liner, lashes, and all that good stuff on. Again, I'm going in very light-handed, tapping the brush, but it's giving me that really pretty watercolor. With these darker shades, or for me personally, I will sit and blend forever, just because if not, I don't want it to look too harsh, which I guess it's probably gonna do anyways, given the colors. Okay, now look how pretty those two shades together look. I love it. So next what I want to do is I want to incorporate, it's going to be a darker look, but I'm going to incorporate, this tsunami is really pretty. Maybe I'll do that as a center. Isn't that pretty? This one is called Tidal. This one is Abyss. Abyss, not Airbus. Abyss. Those are really pretty. And then this other one I'm looking at called Tsunami is this dark shade right here. I was thinking about somehow trying to incorporate those onto the lid. So let me grab a smaller brush and see if we can do something like that. So I am going to start with the lightest and we can kind of ombre it out, I guess. So let's go in with Tidal, which is this shade right here. You can definitely, if you want, use your MAC Fix Plus. I'm going to try it. See how pretty that is? I'm going to do it first without the MAC. You can also crease it with a little bit of concealer, but I'm not going to. So just to show you guys that it's very pigmented, but I'm still going to go in with my MAC Fix Plus if I can find it here somewhere. I'm digging for it, can you tell? So I'm going to just spray it so you guys can see. And yes, I spray first, then I go into my eyeshadow. It's not damaged my eyeshadows yet. So now, do you guys see it really will pop that color even more if that's what you're going for? I wasn't, but I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side. There it is without the MAC Fix Plus, and this is with the MAC Fix Plus. I think I'm out of focus again. So getting the brush wet, going in with our MAC Fix Plus. Okay, so next I think we'll go in with the Abyss shade right here. Again, staying with the small brush. This is just a Morphe E19 brush. It's probably used for lips, but there's no rules in makeup in my opinion. And we are just going to kind of try and gradiate, I guess is the word, gradiate that out, because there's two more shades I want to incorporate here. I know it's a little, I said I was going to go with a warmer look, and look how cool tone I'm going. Okay, so there's the Abyss. Now I want to go in with Vanished, which is this really pretty royal blue color. Go in with my brush dry, and then we're going to add that in there. Okay, so of course my camera, it died, so hopefully we didn't miss too much. Sticking with the shade Vanished and applying it there, and I don't know how well that matches, but that's okay. It's okay, we'll figure it out. Okay, and then last I want to go in with the shade Tsunami, which again is another shimmer shade. This is a palette that is a mixture of shimmers and mattes. This one's really pretty. It has like purples and silvers and blues. It's really cool and really pretty and creamy. Okay, I think I'm gonna hit it with a little MAC Fix Plus and see what happens. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back in with the shade Empire very, very lightly and focus it right through here in the outer corner a little bit. The Empire shade I feel like kind of got lost in the mix, so, or not the Empire, the Tsunami shade I feel like was a little lost in the mix. It doesn't show up as well, but I didn't use a ton of it. So I'm just gonna darken the outer part. Yeah, I like that. So I think the next thing I'm gonna do is just kind of lightly blend like so. Now, the one thing you're gonna notice is nothing is blending away. That was another issue I was having with that Speedlight palette and those blues. I felt like they were just constantly blending away. Like the more you tried to kind of blend things together seamlessly and give that seamless look, the more it would disappear. This Facecandy has done an excellent job with the formula. You're able to blend without things like muddying up or blending away or anything like that. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is I'm going to jump into the Amazonia palette, and I'm going to use this shade right here called Passion Fruit. Now, of course, you don't have to have these other Facecandy palettes to create this look. I mean, I'm trying to keep with what I feel like is standard shades. And I'm just going to add it right above here just to kind of soften it just lightly. Very, very lightly. But like I said, you can get any palette with these kind of, you know, warmer shades in there, you know, to blend these together. I don't know if you guys can see, but there was a little bit of fallout right through here, which is totally, you know, normal and things like that. But like I said, that's why I did not put my, you know, full face on or anything like that, because now I can go back and clean all that up, which is what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of my face on, and then I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I'm back with the rest of my face and everything like that, and can I just tell you guys, like, I am totally digging this blue. Like, I'm looking at it in the monitor and everything, I'm like, I like it. I like it. So let's go ahead and talk about some swatches and things like that, as well as we'll get into a little bit about the palette. So I'm going to go ahead and do the swatches for you guys, and then we'll go ahead and talk about the performance of the palette and all of that good stuff. Okay, so this is all of the swatches from the palette, and I think that they really swatched really, really well. I think you guys could see that. I mean, yes, I did kind of go over them, but overall, I mean, I think that they swatched really well. So now I'm going to go ahead and let's discuss the actual palette. Like, you guys, just hold on. Before we talk about that, look at that. I'm rubbing, and look. So I know Jen Loves Reviews does like the swipe test and stuff, and I was actually scrubbing really hard, guys, and you guys can see almost every single color, all 12 of those, almost every single one of them stayed put. And so that tells you, as she says, a little bit of the longevity of the wear time when it comes to these shadows. Like I said, I will insert a quick little snippet of me wearing this palette another day and showing you guys. And it's also that particular look that I am giving you guys a snippet of. I actually did the Ipsy versus Ipsy, mother versus daughter, and it was late at night. So that was all day wear time, through work, everything, out to dinner with the family, all of that good stuff. Okay guys, so here is a quick little look that I did using the Alamar palette and the Atlantis palette together. So all the like greeny blues that you see, that is all the Atlantis palette, and just the warmer shades and everything that you see, that is the Alamar palette. So that's the look I created today. So I'm going to tell you guys right off the bat, these shades will last. They will definitely last. Don't worry about longevity or anything like that. So let's go ahead and get into the actual palette itself. It is called the Atlantis palette. It is by Facecandy, and it does have the standard type of cardboard packaging and everything like that. A total of 12 shades. You do have a mixture of them. As I told you guys before, I don't feel like, for me personally, this particular palette is something that I can create at a one and done type of look. As you guys saw, I did reach into a few other palettes. Do you have to have that many palettes to create this look? Absolutely not. So please, please, please understand, I'm not sitting here and telling y'all, oh, you need the Midsummer Night palette. You guys need the Sahara and the Amazonian palette or Amazonia palette. No, not at all. I mean, now, I'm going to tell you guys, if you truly wanted to, you could create an all blue cool tone look, no problem, using this palette. But for me personally, like I said, I'm not a makeup artist and I wanted just a little bit of warmth in this eye look that I did create. I am very, very happy with the performance of these eyeshadows. I think that they are absolutely amazing. Like I said throughout the tutorial, I'm sorry, I know this is a longer video, but I was comparing them to these blue shades in this palette, as well as just the shades in general to this palette. And you guys know I was not happy with this Bad Habit Lightspeed palette at all. I don't recommend it to y'all, but I had a lot of fallout and they would just blend away and muddy up. I don't have that problem with this Facecandy palette, guys. 100%. I prefer these shades of blue than these shades of blue in this Bad Habit. I prefer the formula in this Facecandy palette to the Bad Habit one. I just thought that these Facecandy ones just worked and like blended and were pigmented. They were just a dream. They were great to work with. Now, like I tell you guys all the time, there is going to be some kickback, kick up, whatever you want to call it. There is going to be some fallout. Please make sure to always tap your brush. And that is why you guys saw that I did not start with my face at all, because there was some fallout. And when there's blue fallout, if you're not careful and you move it around or anything like that, it creates a mess and it looks like you got bopped in the eye. So that is why I definitely recommend starting with your eye look first, then moving on to the face and things like that. But overall, I thought this was an excellent palette. I didn't, you know I could have, as soon as I received the palette, and I told you guys I did do a little video on my Instagram, so I do have other social medias if you guys want to follow me on that. My handle is just Hotmessmomma4, MOMMA, and I try and put that up at the beginning and the end of my videos, so make sure to follow me on that. But the day I received this palette, I did do a quick video and letting you guys know, like, hey, I received the palette, I will be doing a review, all of that good stuff. Now, I could have easily done a first impression type of thing, but for me personally, I try not to do those too often, just because I want to really see how the shadows, the colors, and all of that good stuff works. And so thank you guys for giving me the time to play around with this palette. I tell you guys all the time, I'm not one that I don't want to waste my money, and I don't want you guys to waste your money either. So what it boils down to it, thank you again for letting me to play around with this palette, to really do a thorough review on this palette, and to let you guys know this palette does retail for $14, and I honestly feel like it was 100% worth the $14 I paid for it. Now, it is not on the website, but you can pick it up on the app, so I do recommend picking it up on the app, because the nice thing about that is you can get what is called Hush Rewards, if I could talk. And the nice thing about the Hush Rewards is if you go in every single day, you click your little reward, you can build that up and take a percentage off on purchases that you make on any of their palettes or makeup and things like that. You do get a little bit, or you do get a mirror in this palette and everything. Now, it does have an expiration of 12 months, but you know what I mean. I have palettes that last a little bit more than 12 months, whatever. It is cruelty free. It does have the little bunny on there and everything like that. And I will tell all of my talc sensitive friends that there is talc in here, and they actually break it down for you guys on the back, letting you know the shades of, you know, what has talc, where the talc is in the ingredient and things like that. But even though if you are, you know, sensitive to talc, you're not going to want this, because there's talc in here and it's high up on the list. Somebody did ask me on my Instagram if there was carmine in here, and just quickly looking over it, I don't see any carmine. So if you were curious about that, there's that for you guys. It was really cool because she actually gave me the number breakdown, but glancing over it, I don't see the carmine. That was the day that I received it. She had asked, but you know, I've used every single color in this palette, y'all, and I absolutely love it. If you don't, I mean, I personally don't use blue or do blue eye looks all the time, but I think that this is a fun one. I do enjoy it. And you know, I think it came out at a great time with it being summer and everything like that. And I tell you what, I feel like the joke's on Tarte. I definitely feel like the joke's on Tarte, because Tarte could have been making a lot of money on this palette had they not made it an April Fool's joke. It was called the Icy B Word palette, but I try and keep this a very friendly, family-friendly channel, so I'm not going to say that just because I know my children watch it, my children's friends watch my channel. But anyways, on April 1st, Tarte came out with a palette very almost identical to this, and they called it the Icy B Word palette. And then they were like, ha 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 guys, April Fool, we're not coming out with that. And everybody was like, what? Yeah, you got us, but man, that's a mess. And so a lot of indie brands and other companies came out with a palette very, very similar to this, which was absolutely awesome. However, a lot of them were $40, $50, $60 types of palettes. So the nice thing about Shop Hush and Facecandy is they came out with this one recreating the look for only $14. So I think it's great, and I'm very, very happy with it. You guys know me, I repeat myself all the time, but this is a wonderful 12-pan palette. And real quick, the total weight on it, let's see if I can find it. It's 0.42 ounces, 12 grams total. But this one, I don't feel like it's a hit or miss at all. You guys saw me work with it. I didn't feel like it got patchy or anything like that. If anything, I kind of messed it up when I was applying my makeup, like the full face. But other than that, it was great. So anyways, that's the end of the video. I'm sorry that it was long, but I wanted to be as in-depth and thorough with you guys. I enjoy doing the talk-throughs, and thank you guys for your feedback on those, telling me that you do enjoy my talk-throughs, because I tend to get a little nervous because I know I repeat a little bit and I can ramble a lot. So I was trying to just kind of fast forward the videos and stuff like that for y'all. But I truly appreciate all of you guys' support. You guys don't know how much that means to me to help me grow my channel. YouTube's been really, really goofy lately and unsubscribing some of my subscribers and not notifying them. So I'm asking you guys if you please would if you want to see more of my content, to hit that subscribe button and the post notification bell so you'll be notified every time that I upload a video, which is 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, typically at noon Eastern Standard Time. As well as, if you would, please share my videos, get my name out there, share my channel link, all of that good stuff. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. It seems like the growth has kind of like slowed down, and I'm like, what's going on? It's the algorithm, or however you say it. So if you would help me share my channel and get my links out there, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. And before we go, just a friendly reminder that I do have the giveaway still going on my channel. I will leave that video link down in my description box below for y'all. It's a very easy giveaway. All you have to do is go over to that video, like, comment how I can get a hold of you if you are my winner, and make sure you're subscribed to my channel. That's it. I keep my giveaways very, very simple for y'all. Now, this isn't a huge giveaway. It was my 40th birthday, and I show you guys 2 of the items I am giving away, but just so it could be a surprise, I don't show the other ones. Only the winner will see the other items that I am giving away. But good luck to you if you do enter into that giveaway. And that is all for today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, like I said, please make sure to hit that like button as well as that subscribe button and the post notification bell so you can be notified every time that I upload a video. So until next time, as always, I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful, and blessed day. Kisses from Kentucky.